our loving brother to give us the ways of heaven. Let's not sleep, but be awake, because this is the time for him to give us the ways. Amen.
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 Maranatha. May the Lord come soon. Maranatha.
May the Lord come soon.
Thank you so much. Praise God that He has spared our souls for the special purpose. Not because we are the best, that we can amend the areas where we are falling short. So do not take it as for granted that you will always sleep angry. But we have to consider this as a blessing. Right. Number first, I'll start from what transpired all the way from Sabbath school up to now. I had no expectations that a Christian ensemble would have done that. So keep it up. God bless you.
Amen.
And second, about Brother Sazu, he was doing a review. And God bless you. And I'll talk about something which, it's a sermon which I love most, but I'm not going to preach about it. But in short, just to motivate my fellow young people, I'll just try to read from the book of 2 Timothy. Timothy chapter 4, verse 11. I'm reading. Only Luke is with me. Get Mark and bring him with you, for he is useful to me for the ministry. You are going to find out from the Bible, from the Gospels, that Jesus did not recruit Mark. It was Peter who recruited Mark. He recruited Mark as a young man. Right. And there he grew, right, with the disciples, with Christ together. But still he was young. Right. He was not well established, like in so many things, because I remember one day, when I was coming from Zerust, I had Otile and Noluluans from Zerust. You see, 6 thieves came and surrounded me. And because I saw my gravity, God helped me. And interesting enough, both Sotile and Noluluans, they were in great fear. So it is worth it because according to their age, if I go with Sister Tando outside there, it's obvious for her to run away from me because according to her age, she cannot stand. Right. So the very same thing with Mark. And when Paul and Barnabas joined as ministers, they took Mark with them. But there was a time Mark could not stand. He opted to go back to Jerusalem. And it did not go well with Paul because at the time when he needed him most, he was not there. At the end of his life, he said, bring John Mark, for he is useful for the ministry, or he is profitable for the ministry. So we find that Jesus recruited Peter, Peter recruited Mark, right? Jesus recruited Paul, Paul recruited Timothy. So in the things of God, you pass from one generation to another. It should not be one man show. So I'm expecting more young people from my brother Piri, domicile, you see, and my brother there, you see, and also my brother, Mr. Director, I call him Mr. Director, because we have a small film which we are running into, him and me, so we just address each other, Mr. Director, Mr. CEO. He's so lovely. I love his presence. Really, I embrace his presence. So there is energy in these people, including Sister Tando and my brother. The brother can sing as nobody's business. She can sing, and also she can be an evangelist at the very same time. So we have that. We have energetic young people. Even in our absence, they can take the road forward. So the purpose of Ekulen is not to put it. I don't like standing here. Probably those who will be baptized soon, which they like it, they will be the ones who will be standing. Probably you'll be seen once in a while, Harry, or Mr. President, or Nkulu here, because the stage will be dominated by young people. This is to motivate them that if we don't give them space, there will be space for them outside. It's easy for them to go there. So bring young people to the church.
Mm-hmm.
For the church to grow, it needs them. If he goes, she goes, he goes, Ekulen will be closed. But when we keep young people and giving them enough space to do their things, even they might go left, but bringing them, okay, we don't do this, we do LBC and FG. You know, it's how we grow. See, he recruited me, Jesus recruited me. How you going? It has to go like that. So that's the aim of what we are all here. So you are Mark there, Timothy is there, Mark's there, right? Thank you. I don't want to cost much of your time. Back to the Bible and back to what we are going to talk about. Exodus 80 verses 4 to 6. And it has been read. Who can read again? I need to be swift. Please, I want you to wrap up within 10 minutes.
4 to 6.
Yes.
It says, "You shall not make yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. You shall not bow down to them, not serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments." Amen.
Okay, who can read Matthew 27, verse 25? 27, verse 25. Matthew. Matthew 27, verse 25.
It says, "Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children."
Amen.
Okay, let us discuss. How are these two scriptures or verses are linked to each other? From Exodus saying, "Do not make any image, graven image, and whether it might be or worship any creature, whether it might be in heaven, either on earth or under the sea, wherever. For I am a jealous God, who visits iniquities of the fathers, okay? And to those who hate me from third generation to fourth generation. Right. And then we go to Matthew 27, verse 25. We are finding the very same thing. Like, let his blood be on our heads and be on our heads and on our children. How are these two races linked? Let us discuss. How are these linked? How are they linked? Mr. President?
Well, in my understanding is that in most cases, our wrongs, our sins, our crimes always affect innocent people. In the second commandment, it's speaking about people who have not even sinned, but they suffer the consequences of those who sinned. Now, these, Matthew 27, now these children have not sinned, but the elders are saying that let the blood be upon us and upon our children. So, our children, or generally, it becomes a trend that people who are innocent become the one who bear the brunt of those who are guilty.
Thank you very much. Any idea? Okay, let's carry on. They are related or linked in this way, the way which has been expressed by Brother Kopedi. And a good example, we find it from the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 27. Numbers 16, verse 27. Who can please be sweet? I would like to wrap up as soon as possible.
So they got away from around the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and Dathan, and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents with their wives, their sons, and their little children.
And verse 31 and 32.
31. Now it came to pass as he finished speaking all these words that the ground split apart under them, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households and all the men with Korah with all their goods.
In my simplest English or simplest English version, you say with their families. Right. This is a Korah who rebelled against Moses and who said that God did not send you alone. Even me too, I'm a Levite. I can do the same thing what you do. And God to show them, these people, where they were seated like this, earth opened like kind of then they were all buried and it closed. And you can see that how it goes. One man's problem affects many people. One man's sin affects all people. Just as sin of Adam, we are still bearing the consequences of what he did. Because we were not there when he sinned, but now we are the subjects of death. We are the subjects of diseases. So, in short, what we are trying to say here, I will talk about do the right thing, do not involve them. That's what, in other way, the title of the sermon. And Jews, when we are doing things, they involve the family, wives, children, right? Most of the time. In fact, always. And this is why, from what we have read from the book